fantastic weekend. I feel like we saw rain for the first time in 100 days yesterday, Aaron Jacobson. I feel like it's been a long time.
I didn't get a lot by me, I don't think. No.
Wow. I was out in Parrish for my little brother's daughter's first birthday, and it rained a good amount there, and then like a decent amount on our way home. And we had some good rain in Temple Terrace. And for some reason, we seem to be in like a Bermuda Triangle of weather. Typically, there's usually rain all around us and like nothing at our house.
It was a little wet by in downtown Tampa, but we need it. It's getting hot, people. It's getting hot out there.
It is getting a little steamy.
This is where, when we watch the Rays have the best record at home in all of baseball, this is where I'm very grateful that they're back at Tropicana Field.
Are you telling me you don't think they'd have the best record at home in all of Major League Baseball if they were playing at Steinbrenner again?
Honestly, I have no idea, but I wouldn't be enjoying it. Like Friday night, Sam and I went to the game, and it's
like
just,
they might, but it would suck anyways.
It would suck, and it just is enjoyable. And I don't think the players were fine last year, like they said they were fine, and they made it work. But believe me, they didn't want to be playing out in that. And I know the visiting team has to deal with it as well. But if you're the home team and you're playing that day in, day out, and you know you're going into that heat, that sucks.
Who was it we were talking to not on opening day, at FanFest? We were talking to somebody about jersey changes during the game, like multiple jersey changes during the game.
I forgot who it was. But yeah, that's how bad, that's how hot and humid, and we haven't even started to feel how bad it can get.
You're not going to get that at Tropicana Field. I imagine there may be, something happens where you want to change your jersey here and there, but it's not multiple times during the game because you're sweating, you know what's off.
Incredibly comfortable, and they look incredibly comfortable. 16-5, like I mentioned, the best record at home in all of baseball, and they just continue to win series, Pat, and another one yesterday.
Yep, and it's at the point now where the losses almost feel fluky. Certainly Saturday's loss felt fluky. Like, that was just that you get into the 10th inning, you're tired, you're tied, and then the wheels just fall off in the 10th inning, and you give up 8 runs in the top of the 10th. And I think a lot of Rays fans, I know I was kind of lying in bed. We were helping my mother-in-law move and stuff, and I was lying in bed after we had just gotten back from flying across the street for 2 minutes, and I'm watching the game, and I'm like lying across my bed. I just got back, and I'm like, what the hell is happening here? And Hunter Biggie just gave up. It was not good for Hunter Biggie on Saturday night. And I remember thinking to myself, as the 10th inning was going on, well, I guess I don't have to watch the bottom of the 10th because it was that bad, giving up 8 runs in the top of the 10th. They got 3 back in the bottom, but they come back and win the series yesterday. And like you said, Aaron, they continue to stay hot at home, 30-15 now on the season. They've doubled up their win-loss record with 30 wins and 15 losses. And with the Yankees losing 2 in a row, the Rays now back to 3 games ahead in the American League East.
Yeah, and to your point, every loss now seems like it's kind of weird and fluky.
Yeah. Saturday certainly was.
The one against the Blue Jays was fluky, was a weird loss. That's a game they should have won as well, and they should have swept the Blue Jays. So I'm with you on it, and now they've taken on the Orioles at home. This is another chance to extend your lead against any divisional opponent, and it's different guys. Like yesterday, for instance, Clevenger. Clevenger's been a little shaky at times. He's been good since coming back, and then a little up and down. We expect that when you're coming back.
And you know what? We do expect that when you're coming back, but also isn't that kind of the life of a bullpen guy? Like, some guys are just nails every time out, but you can't expect that from every guy in your bullpen. And Clevenger's a guy that, frankly, I don't expect that from. Like, he's very good a lot, but you're going to have some games that are bumpy along the way.
Absolutely.
For most of your bullpen guys.
And that's where I hand it to, and I give credit a lot to Kevin Cash and Kyle Snyder for pushing the right buttons. I mean, yeah, Ian Seymour's been up and down, but lately Ian Seymour's been good. So he was the one who saves the Rays and gets Clevenger out of it. Baker, Baker has had a hiccup here and a hiccup there, but overall Baker's been incredible.
Very good.
I think Kelly has been the most dependable guy as of late for Kevin Cash, and sometimes you got to press the right buttons, and right now, Kelly's that guy.
Yeah, and they've had somebody in that role, it seems like, through most of the season, where even when some other guys are struggling, there's always seemingly one guy that's picking up the slack for this bullpen, and it's really worked out. And again, 6-3 victory yesterday over the Marlins, and now they welcome Baltimore into town, and it's really incredible to watch the momentum that this team has built. And we've been talking about the sustainability for this team. There's nothing about this that feels like fluky, right? There's nothing about this that feels like they can't continue to win baseball games this way because they're just playing really good fundamental baseball.
Did you see the Yankees, the way they lost to the Mets yesterday, too? I mean, that's brutal. And the Yankees have now lost 2 in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10. So you lose to a bad team like the Mets in the fashion that they lost, and you lose a series to the Mets. They're losing, those are things, even though the Rays, you saw it break open the other day against them, you're not really seeing those type of losses for the Rays.
Not very often, that's for sure. Especially with the way they've been pitching. And that's, we talked about the Yankees pitching last week or the week before. Like, there was a significant gap in how many runs the Yankees had given up and how many runs the Rays had given up. And I was surprised it was as good as it was for the Yankees. All of a sudden, that's starting to tilt, and it's only a 13-run difference. I think it was like 50 runs the last time we were, like, looking at it and talking about, like, and we were talking about basically the Yankees and how well they had been pitching. And they've forget about run differential because we know they're going to hit a bunch of bombs and score a bunch of runs, but look at how few runs they've given up. Well, again, suddenly that's very, very close between these two teams.
And then, Rasmussen, again, not his best yesterday, but still 5+ gives you what you need out of him and doesn't give up a ton of runs, and that's just what Drew Rasmussen does.
Who's that?
Drew Rasmussen.
You mean Mr. C?
Mr. C, Mr. Consistency.
Mr. C.
And a day where he wasn't very good, but here's the thing. Defense.
Fun fact for you guys, you mentioned series kicks off against Baltimore tonight at home, and then they go on the road to New York for 3 and then another 3 at Baltimore. Doing my quick math here, starting on Friday, May 29th, when they take on the Angels at home, all the way until basically just after July 4th weekend, the Rays will only play 3 games against AL East competition, so big 9 consecutive here against the AL East between O's, Yanks, O's, but then a lot of interleague baseball for the Rays. So got to take advantage of these 9 games right now.
Yeah, take advantage of the 9 games. And then if the National League continues to look the way they look, you should be able to do your job against the National League as well, because you can go interleague, like you said, with the Angels coming up after that and Detroit. But then once you start to go into the other league and you take on Miami and you – unfortunately, the Dodgers are coming up, but Washington, Arizona, the National League is just subpar right now.
I think everybody other than the National League Central is subpar.
Yeah, the Centrals have been very good.
Yeah, all of baseball has been subpar.
The American League you're right, and the American League overall has been the most subpar. Like, you could put the Mets on in the AL Central, and they'll actually be doing okay.
Sent you that fun fact. They might be winning the World Series this year.
Who's that?
If the Mets were in the AL Central?
No, over the weekend, Pat, I sent Aaron a thing, if I can find it really fast. It said, started 19-26, check mark. Have Juan Soto on your team, check mark. Have a speedy rookie center fielder, check mark. Win the World Series, check mark. That's because the Nationals had all of those boxes in 2019, and now the Mets in 2026 have checked all the boxes except for win the World Series.
Who knows?
And then Aaron said, don't do that.
And I misspoke here, and the American League overall is the one that's subpar. But the National League, you look at the top heaviness of it, and the Braves and the Dodgers are at the top of it, the Padres and the Cubs. Milwaukee, the teams we expected to be there. Like I said with the NL Central, and I told you this last week, even though the Cardinals, hanging around and playing good baseball, I think like the Reds are falling back to reality here.
Yeah.
The Pirates are
I agree with you. The Cardinals will.
The Pirates are going to be good in the future. And I think the Cardinals are going to be back to being good in the future. I really do think the Pirates are going to be very good in the near future, yes.
All right.
But I don't know if they're there yet. The Pirates will be good, though. They had a lot of young studs, and then you add in the veterans that the Rays gave them.
Pirates took a shot at the Rays this weekend.
Brandon
Brandon
Lau.
Lau hit that home run, and then they got outscored 20-1 ever since that tweet.
Wait,
was
how
sent.
do they take a shot at the Rays?
They literally tweeted out thank you to the Rays after Brandon Lau hit a home run.
Bomb, and then they were up 9-1 in the game when he hit the home run, and then they lost, I want to say 11-9 in extra innings, and then got absolutely just demolished over the weekend.
It just looks silly when you're a game above 500 and you're like basically trolling the team with the second best record in all of Major League Baseball. You're a game above 500 and you were trolling the Tampa Bay Rays, who have the best record in the American League East and the second best record in all of Major League Baseball behind the Atlanta Braves, who, by the way, have played 2 more games than the Rays.
Not to mention that the Rays fleeced the Pirates in one of the most lopsided trades of all time.
That's a good point.
When they got Tyler Glasnow, Shane Baz, Austin Meadow, which is crazy to think that we are this far removed from the Chris Archer deal. It's not even that far removed. And all those pieces that were part of that very lopsided in the favor of the Rays trade, they're all gone.
We got it. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, yeah, Chris Archer gave us Caden Bodine. Thank you, Pirates.
I was going to say, never apologize, Sam. Never apologize. You get in. But we need to go through and extrapolate the entire trade, right? And think about everybody we've gotten through it, and because Bodine was somebody that obviously we're not going to see for a while, but it looks like could be the future at catcher, and there's a lot of.
What's the degrees of separation? Like that's how did we get Bodine again?
Directly from Shane Baz.
Directly in that. Oh, from the Shane Baz. Yeah, that's Shane Baz deal. Okay, so that's right.
He's like second cousins of the trade.
Yeah, so you have to look at the tree. Like we look at coaching trees.
Now.
What?
I'm going to make that tree now.
Make the tree.
Yeah, make some trees, dude.
Dude, that's impressive. He's going to make an impressive tree for us. All right, we're gonna tell you about the tree. It's a massive tree.
That's what the Rays have. They just trees.
Oh, a lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees. And you know what? There will be a lot of trees outside of the new ballpark. I'm just saying. I was looking at some of the drawings the other day.